Up and Indianapolis Colts. I'm here with head coach Shane Steichen, a.k.a. the only man in history to get screwed by Bob Barker on The Price is Right and throw for more touchdown passes in a single game for UNLV than Randall Cunningham ever did.
How about that?
You're the only person to ever do that, Coach.
Yeah, the old Price is Right. Me and my buddies, we actually went on a little caravan from Northern California down there. My senior year of high school, we went down after we graduated, went down, stayed in a hotel right across the street from the studio, woke up at like 3 in the morning, all right, and then we had to wait in line, and then you had an interview process that you had to go through.
What did you do to stick out?
Gosh, I don't remember exactly what I said.
Okay.
But you only have 15 seconds. So you got 15 seconds to give your spiel, and there's about 10 of you, and then they go, and me and my buddies were up there, and I don't remember what I said. I think I said, I'm going to UNLV, and I need some money, shoot, da-da-da-da-da. And I started going pretty good. My buddy's like, I think you overdid it. And I'm like, I might have. And the next thing you know, I was the second person called. And I started shimmying all the way down to the contestants' row. Never got on stage. I was 0 for 6 up there, but it was a fun experience.
Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't nervous at all. I was more excited. But they did tell you before, like, if you get called down here, you can't see the scores. You know what I mean? What people are bidding up there. And sure enough, you start going, you're looking back, and you're like, what'd they bid? And then, he's like, this person bid $550. They bid at $570. What's your bid?
I feel like
it was good.
Everyone is so jealous of you. Look, that is something that from a little girl, like every time I was homesick, that's like all I would watch. All I'd want to do is be part of the Showcase Showdown. That was it, which I love. I love that you're here. I want you to know why I'm here. I'm here to ruin this underdog undercover operation you're running here. I think the world at large would like to consider you an underdog. It makes no sense to me. You somehow won 9 games with this team without a quarterback, Jonathan Taylor and Anthony Richardson, 2 snaps together all last year. How did you do it?
Well, I think the guys came together, really. It was all about the players. They put a lot of hard work into it. Gardner did a hell of a job stepping in for us, was always prepared and ready to go. And everyone stepped up, you know what I mean? And we needed all hands on deck, and that's what those guys did last year and put us in position to, win the division. Obviously, we fell short there. That's the ultimate goal every year is to win the division. So I'm excited about this football team, blessed to be in year 2, but excited about the guys, excited about the staff, excited about a lot of things.
The fact that you were in playoff contention with this squad last year is insane and amazing. And we get to see Anthony Richardson. We saw 9 snaps out of him the other night against the Broncos. Why do you think you're going under the radar, and do you enjoy that very much?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's external, expectations out there, but, our guys inside, all we care about is what we can control in that building. And that's going to work every day with that mindset, that we're going to have a successful season. But our guys are working their tails off, and we're looking forward to it.
With Anthony Richardson, in his debut, was it hard to pull him off? Did he want to leave the field? What was that dynamic like?
Yeah, well, we had those conversations during the week. I was going to give the starters a series or 2 just to get their feet wet, get out there and go do their thing. So it was good to get those guys out there. Obviously, JT and Anthony getting those snaps together. And then we got a big week coming up this week with Arizona coming in here, 2 joint practices, so they'll get a bulk of the work for those practices for sure.
Oh, you and old Gannon. What's that going to be like?
It's going to be great. I'm excited to see him. Obviously, we had some good times in Philly together. We've had some good conversations leading up to this thing, so I'm excited for it.
What kind of conversations? Take me into those. How competitive do they get?
They'll be competitive, but really it was about the practice setup, how we're going to practice, how we want to do things. So it'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all of that go down. With Anthony Richardson, it's sort of a mystery, right? We know. I'll ask you just point blank. Do you think he's the most physically gifted quarterback in the NFL?
I mean, he's the most physically gifted I've been around, I'll tell you that. Just his traits are incredible. The way he runs, the way he throws it are incredible. He went through a long process this offseason, going through the rehab process, but he attacked it the right way, which was awesome to see. And to have him for OTAs, ready for OTAs, and then going into training camp, he's done it the right way. He's been a complete pro, so I'm really excited for him this season.
And talking to Pittman and talking to even, Jonathan Taylor, reading even between the lines of stuff that's out there, he's such a leader. He wants to be the best. I've heard the most incredible things about Anthony Richardson. Is there any world where, and I have this old school way of thinking where a rookie should sit, and what is the goodness? What is the goodness of what happened last year? You never want it to be because of an injury, but is there any benefit to you going into the season?
Yeah, I think, with anything, I think all things happen for a reason. Whether you want them to happen or don't happen, things happen in football. And, he got the chance to sit back and learn and be in that QB room and see Gardner, who's done it, for a while. So that was a great experience for him. And so now it's his team, obviously. It was his team last year, and it's his team again this year. But he got to learn and sit and watch. And I think that, will pay dividends going forward.
Can you take me into that a little bit more? What is that when you get to sit and watch? What was maybe the one thing that you saw evolve, even though he wasn't on the field, about him? All we want to do is grow as people, as players, right?
Yeah, I think those quarterback meetings are awesome. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of detail that goes into those meetings. There's a lot of conversations that come up, within a game week. And for him to be in those and hear those from Gardner and Gardner's thoughts on certain things and how defenses are playing us, I think that was good for him to hear all that. So now, we're ready to go.
You're saying everybody came together, which is amazing, and you do have consistency. A lot of the starters are returning. A lot of the team is still here. Now you've got guys healthy. I'm just curious for you personally. You've been around the game so long. You've had success on so many different levels. Was there a lesson from last year, given everything that was thrown your way and getting through it all?
Yeah, I think the lesson was you fight through adversity. In this league, there's going to be ups and downs every year. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs this year, and it's how you fight through those things. And knowing that you gave everything you had Monday through Saturday to go play. And whether you win or lose, you can go in that locker room and say, I did everything for my team this week to give us a chance. And then you win, you come back Monday morning and you get ready to go and do it all over again. You lose, you come back Monday morning with the same mindset that here we go again.
Is there a player on this roster that you think should be getting a little more spotlight? I know you don't want to play favorites, but somebody who you need me to know as I cover it on the national level.
A guy that's really stepped up, and he had a good year for us last year and getting it back, was Julian Blackman. He's had a hell of a camp so far. He's made a ton of plays, so I'm really looking forward to his season this year.
Ooh, I love that. Love to hear that. Out the gates, you get the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Richardson 1-0 against the Texans. I had Zaire on my show. I had EJ Speed on my show. What is the week leading up to that going to be like as far as reeling those guys in and making that perfect balance of go get after it and don't get overly emotional? Because it's there, Coach.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a big game. Obviously, week one, finishing the season against them and then, starting off at home against them again week one. It's a division opponent. Division games are super important for us. We got to take it one game at a time, but it will be amped up for sure at home week one. So we're looking forward to it, and I know our guys will be ready.
When it comes to your quarterback, how big of a point of emphasis is accuracy right now?
It's big with any quarterback. You want to be accurate with the football, find completions. If something's not there, you don't have to force something. Just take the check down, or obviously he's got great legs. He can, take off and run and scramble. So he's been doing a hell of a job through camp. We're looking forward to the season.
Yeah, I was in Chicago. Caleb was on the slip and slide. What was the other one, Hamilton, that the quarterbacks are doing? Tua told me he's doing jiu-jitsu. Excuse me. What's the thing for Anthony Richardson that we're like really honing in on?
I think that is it, to being smart in certain situations when to get down. I mean, obviously his legs are great, so he's going to use his legs, but it's the time and place to go get it. A fourth down, got to have it situation. We got to go get it. But if it's 1st and 10 and you're scrambling, you can make it 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 4. Hey, let's make it 2nd and 6 and get out of bounds.
You said the other day in a presser, I have the exact quote. You had a great line. Are you going to limit Steph Curry from shooting three-pointers? I love that. Is that J School talking? I know you got your J School degree. What is that?
I just think, obviously, his ability to run the football is tremendous, and Steph Curry's ability to shoot threes is tremendous. Now, are we going to, go crazy with him running the football? There's going to be a time and a place to do it, but we're not going to take that away from his game.
How do you protect him?
Obviously, he's going to be smart with it. You know what I mean? There's going to be time and a place, like I said, where, he's going to use his legs, and he's got to be smart. But obviously, the offensive line, I feel great about what we have up front. Offensive line protecting him back there when he's throwing it.
I was in Philly. Mm-hmm. I sat with Roseman, and then I sat with Sirianni, and both of them were fighting over Jason Kelce. Like, Roseman saying, I want him in the scouting office. Obviously, Sirianni's like, he can coach any position group, and he can do whatever he wants. I'm like, okay. I just feel like we're overlooking the Steichen swoop potential here. Is there a world where you reel in your guy Jason Kelce to join you here in Indy?
Oh shoot, Jason Kelce is a phenomenal player. I'll tell you what. Being around him for the 2 years that I was with him, tremendous teammate, tremendous leader, tremendous player. The way he went about his business day in and day out, the way he prepared was second to none. I mean, just meeting him for the first time when I got hired there, we were in my office for an hour and a half talking life, talking football.
Really?
And I kind of knew right then and there, that first interaction with him, that first impression, like this guy was special.
You didn't answer the question. What's the potential for a Steichen swoop of Jason Kelce?
Well, I think if Kelce wanted to come back and play, I think he's going back to Philly to play or do something in Philly.
Do something in Philly. Do you think he'd make a better coach or a scout?
Gosh.
Scouting executive, let's say. Where would he knock it out the park more? I know we can do both, Coach.
Gosh, dang, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. I know he'd be a phenomenal coach because he sees the game really well, but he'd also be a phenomenal scout the way he sees the game too. So that's
Coach,
his
you
decision.
got to pick one. Come on, I came all this way to get some answers out of you.
Gosh, coach. I'll go coach.
All right. I love that. I'm looking at the things that you did as a play caller this year. We were looking at the numbers this morning. How could you have engineered this offense that you did? Do you take any credit? Do you have nothing? There's nothing. Wasn't it top 10 somehow? You engineered a top 10 offense with Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor playing a grand total of 2 snaps together.
Yeah, I think it's a credit to the players, and I think it's a credit to our offensive coaching staff. Jim Bob Cooter, our offensive coordinator, does a hell of a job with our offense. Our line coach, our tight end coach, Reggie Wayne, our running back coach. I mean, it's
Reggie
a collective.
Wayne, let's go.
Oh yeah, it's a collective group effort. Every week we put the game plan together.
I would be remiss. I can't let you go as there's cows in the background mooing. I love Indianapolis. Without asking you about Phillip Rivers, okay?
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite quarterbacks. You were with him his best year, 2018.
Yeah.
I remember it very well. What's your best Phillip Rivers memory?
Gosh, just the passion he had for the game, the way he played. He turned into a different person on game day. He was the ultimate guy in preparation. I've never seen a guy prepare like he did for a game. He was a coach on the field. He was a coach in the meetings. The way he looked at, blitz pickup and went about that. I just remember when I was when I started, as a quarterback coach, when I got hired, I was quality control quarterback coach. I would put together the blitz tape for him. In packages, and he would go through and put the calls in. He would go through and put the calls in on how we're, picking it up. And, I mean, he was phenomenal in that regard. He held everyone to a high standard because he wanted to win so bad. I mean, you could feel it every day he came into that building, and he gave everything he had to the team. And that was the best part about him was his preparation and his relentless effort that he gave to that football team.
Why won't he be on television? Why can we not lure him? There's no one else that I need to see on television but him.
Yeah, well, I don't want to speak for him, but I know he's got 10 kids, and he's a family man, and he's coaching his son in high school football down in Alabama right now. And I talked to him the other night. He's fired up.
What do you mean you talked to him the other night? You regularly talk to Phillip. You got to get him out here at practice.
I do. We talk on a regular basis.
Has he been out here?
He has not yet. He's got a football season coming up.
Okay.
He's getting ready to play. But
Phillip.
his son Gunner is going to be a sophomore this year, and they're pretty good. I mean, I think he led Alabama high school in passing with over 5,000 yards last year as a freshman or something.
Wow.
So excited to see what they do. I know.
Calling you to talk like plays?
Oh, all the time. That's all. Yeah, all the time. We talk football all the time. And shoot, what are you guys putting in this week? Oh, we ran this and that and that and this, and we go back and forth and we talk about our stuff, and it's fun. It's exciting. I'm excited for him. I know his dad was a longtime high school football coach, and now he's following in his dad's football steps. Coaching his sons, and I know he's excited for the football season. Shoot, he's having staff meetings with his guys like crazy. I mean, it's like he's running that thing like an NFL organization.
I'm sure. With with a little assist from you, is he a Hall of Famer?
Without a doubt.
Let's go.
Without a doubt. I mean, you look at his numbers, what he did over his 17 playing career was phenomenal. Ultimate competitor.
What's your best impression, last one, of when he finds out that you said that Anthony Richardson is more physically gifted than he is?
He'll be fine.
What would his reaction? I need his impression. You know him better. Come on.
Oh, no, he'll be fine. He's seen him throw a football, obviously. So yeah,
gosh darn it. What? God darn. No, gosh. What?
Dadgummit.
Dadgummit. I don't even. What's
Oh, yeah,
what
dadgummit. Dadgummit, golly, gracious to Pete. You got a whole bunch of them.
I love it. I'm jealous that you talk to him every day. I'm a little flustered by that. We appreciate it, Coach Steichen. You don't want any of the glory. You don't want anybody talking about you. I can tell, but we're here to burst the bubble. The Colts are coming, and it's dumb to call them the underdog after what they accomplished last year, going through so much adversity, and they're coming for that crown against the Texans week 1. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you guys.
I'm sure you don't, but that's okay.